Why is this going? Okay, well, we're just going to skip the intro for tonight because for some reason my PowerPoint's not playing.
On brand, on brand.
A Chippy Chicks meeting without some kind of technical difficulty. Stop sharing. Okay, I'm in. Okay, sorry about that.
It's all good. Hey, sports fans. So we've made it an entire season now. It's June 26th, our, I think, 10th meeting of the Chippy Chicks. So this is going to be our last little gathering of the season. We're going to take the summer off and we'll see you again back at training camp. And we're going to try to wrap this up. We'll still try to do as much, all of our regular things, but there is a game 6 today that we're all very interested in. So let's start with a playoff update. Kelly, do you have any big surprises so far since we last talked?
I don't know. I guess I was kind of surprised at game 2 at what a blowout that one was, with the Colorado just dominating so much. Kind of, I don't know, maybe I don't follow either of those teams enough to know if that was a surprise or not, but it surprised me. But then the Lightning came back to the next game, so that was kind of a surprise too. I thought maybe this is going to be over quickly, but it's not. We've got a game 6 tonight, maybe game 7, who knows?
And Mel, we haven't seen you for the last couple of Chippy Chicks for technical difficulties, on brand. What do you think of the playoffs so far?
I thought that Colorado was going to do it in game 5 and win at home. Because there is something like so nice about the home team winning and the fans are all happy and everything. So I don't know what'll happen tonight. But I mean, I think a game 7 would be great, but I keep thinking that Colorado is going to win. I do actually have a bet on it. So hoping that they win.
You're betting for Colorado?
Yeah.
What do you win? Anything good?
I bet with my husband, and so the loser has to make the winner their favorite dinner plus $10 because I said you just have to have money.
That's more fun. What about you, Danica?
Yeah, I was like surprised when like Colorado just like rolled over all these teams, and then they got to Tampa, and I was like, oh my God, they're gonna do it! Like they're gonna roll over this team. Like I was like shocked, and like I'm the worst. Like I was watching that game too, and I was just like cackling. Like I was like, how do you like lose this badly? Like I was just like, I'm such an a-hole. But then Tampa was like, no, we're not gonna do that. I was like, I think they're gonna do it in 4. Like I really think they're gonna do it, and then they did it. So
yeah.
It's nice to see it be a little bit more of a fight. So I don't know. It might go to a game 7. I really don't know. But I think Tampa's like, okay, we're not gonna lose that badly. Yeah, I'm rooting for the Avalanche because like Tampa, you won already. Like let someone else have it.
Yeah, I'm kind of rooting for the Avalanche too, although I don't really care that strongly about it, but that's who I started cheering for.
Yeah.
I care very strongly about it. I hate Tampa for obvious reasons. And then I didn't watch the last game, but like you go on the Twitter and everyone's like, oh, it's the refs again. It's the refs. I'm like, it's always the refs. But my biggest surprise is I honestly, like, I don't want to say I was rooting for Edmonton, but I was like, I didn't think they get rolled in 4. And then as soon as they were rolled in 4, I was like, oh my God, they're for real. The Avs. And I don't mind that Nathan McKinnon's there. And I do like the Avalanche. Like they were the Nordiques. And one of my friends, she had picked Avalanche to go all the way. And I'm like, you're nuts. That's not going to happen. And now we're rooting for them.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. And now I always talk about my husband because he's such like a party pooper. But he's like, because the Tampa won last game, if they win tonight, then they'll probably win the whole thing. Because they just have that chip on their shoulder. Like, they're just one of those teams like that you love to hate. I love to hate. I don't know.
I think a lot of people do though.
Yeah.
I've always been kind of indifferent to them because that's like not a rivalry I really focus on. I don't think there's a rivalry between the Flyers though, so I'm just like whatever.
Oh no, who's your rivalry with Flyers?
Hence, Penguins.
Oh,
I hate the Devils because what Scott Stevens did to Eric Lindros. So I have a lot of hate for the Devils. So when Chicago won the Cup in Philly in 2010, the next morning my dad came down and he said, "At least it's not the Devils." I was like, well, it wouldn't be the Devils, but okay.
So that being said, with the blowout games, do we still love the blowout games in the playoffs, or do you just like them better in the regular season?
I don't really like the blowouts because they're not very exciting. I mean, like, it's nice when you're a fan because it takes the stress out of it. But if you're just watching and you don't really care about both teams, it's kind of boring.
I kind of enjoyed that second game though. Like it was just like the Avs were playing like perfect hockey.
Yeah.
There was something entertaining about that for me. I don't know. But I think it is more exciting, especially in the playoffs when it's two really good teams, to see things be closer.
Yeah, because the other thing I hate about blowouts is when they start trying to injure the winning team near the end of the game,
Always
the message.
Yeah.
So I hate that. So yeah.
I did enjoy the blowout games with Calgary and Edmonton because you just couldn't take the gas off because Edmonton was just like go. Like I felt like, I think I told you guys before, like when the Flames used to play and they could be up by like 3 goals with a minute left and you'd still be on the edge of your seat because there was a chance they could blow it, especially when Mike Smith was in there.
Yeah, I'm familiar with this being a Flyers fan. We'd be like, oh, we're up 2 goals. We need 4 more. Because we will just drop that lead.
Must be nice spell to think that blowout games are boring. I love it. Danica, do you have your bracket? How's it doing?
Oh, I don't have it up, but I did accurately predict that the Avs would be in the Cup final.
Oh,
I did do that. I thought for sure it was going to be them, but I thought the Panthers were going to win the Cup, so I was completely wrong.
Do you get anything for that, or was it just like a fun thing?
I did submit it to the NHL bracket challenge, but I don't know really how it works. I just did it honestly for fun. But yeah, they ask you how many goals in the whole final, and I'm like, I have no clue. I think I put something just a random number. I was like, I don't know. Especially when we had a 7-0 game. I wouldn't have thought that would happen.
Yeah.
If anybody wins, it was it's definitely a fluke. It has to be.
Yeah.
Like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
And then has the playoffs or the kind of the year this year inspired anything for you guys? Like new books, new hockey boyfriends, new inspirations, new stories?
Always. No, I was trying to think of some of the things that I thought, because I make myself little notes or send myself an email to remind myself, and I can't find much, but I know I came up with a few new story ideas. One was just a character thing, like a really little thing. And I don't remember what player it was, but they talked about how he plays piano after a game to relax.
Interesting.
Oh, cool.
I can't remember who it was. I thought that I like that. I'm going to write about a hockey playing piano, playing whatever. A hockey player who plays piano. I think I'm going to write that. And I've had a few other little things too. I kind of like the idea. I was thinking, I think this was Domi that got me thinking about this. What if the player's dad was in the NHL and he was an enforcer, and he really pushes his son to be okay. I shouldn't be talking about all this stuff.
Yeah, we're all
really
taking
pushes
notes.
his son to be super tough, and it kind of gets into that toxic masculinity stuff and that negative side of hockey. I might go there.
I like it. I like it. No, and that's the thing too, like enemies to lovers isn't my favorite trope, but I can see so much of it being fun in a hockey arena. Just like different teams, even if it's like, you know, the trainer versus like the water boy, do you know what I mean? Like the girl that does the ice versus the goaltender that like she's swishing around. There's just so many fun little things that you can do with that wouldn't work like almost anywhere else.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out like the organ player and like the like dueling singers. Oh, like dueling pianos.
Oh yeah.
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 But you, Danica, you got a few on the go.
No, because like I've written my series, so like it didn't really give me any art like I already had in the works. So I don't know if I got any ideas. Kind of transitioning more to like my small town for a while, so I'm kind of think I need a break from hockey.
But you, Mel, you always have like
No.
really quick ideas.
Not really. I have so many things already that I have to write, so I better write those first.
Isn't that always how it goes?
Yeah.
So our next segment is our wildest things. Kelly, what's going on with Trot Watch?
Well, unfortunately, we have not had a happy ending. Well, Barry Trotz has decided that he's not going to coach at all next year. And the NHL is going to take some time off for family. So, I mean, who knows what's going on with him and his family, but it's, you know, good for him. Not so good for us, but it was kind of entertaining for a while because Winnipeg was so excited about the possibility of having a coach like Barry Trotz sign with the Jets that businesses in Winnipeg started offering him like little incentives to try and convince him to come here. So it started with this brewing company, Little Brown Jug Brewing Company, along with a local sports radio talk show, decided that they were going to offer Barry Trotz free beer for life if he came to Winnipeg to coach the Jets. And I thought that was a great idea. And apparently Trotz was sad that he had to turn that down. But it picked up steam. And then by the time, and there's probably even more that I don't even know about, but he was also offered, so he's offered free beer, free sausages, oil changes for life, free range eggs, tickets for life to the Dauphin Country Fest, which for those of you who don't live near here, Dauphin is where he's from originally. It's a little bit northwest of Winnipeg, well, quite a bit. And they have this big country music festival every summer. So he got free Country Fest tickets for life and a free subscription to the Dauphin Herald newspaper. So, I mean, I don't know how he turned all those things down and decided he wasn't going to coach next year. But it was quite hilarious on social media seeing all these things come up with. It's like how much we want him here. Free beer for life. But come on.
I love that.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to be the next coach candidate then?
Well, who knows? The guy that they think might be a front runner, I don't even know at all. There's talk about Scott Arneal, who once was an assistant coach or a coach for the Moose, coming back. There's still a chance Pascal Vincent, who used to be assistant coach for the Jets and now coaches the Moose, and he's done really well. There's still talk that it could be him.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like all the other, more well-known coaches who were available have all signed with other teams already.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess we'll see, and we will be talking about that in September.
Did Nashville get a coach?
They don't need a coach. Do they?
I thought Trotz bought a house down there.
He did,
Yeah.
but it wasn't because they didn't have an
coach?
opening for a coach. He bought the house apparently because his son goes to university there.
Oh, interesting.
Although I was kind of thinking he had made it known that he was interested in moving into more of a management role with the team.
Yeah.
And I think the Jets were willing to do that, at some point. I was wondering if Nashville was making some kind of a deal like that with him, but apparently, well, who knows? All he said was he's not going to coach in the NHL next year.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, it's not going to be Tortorella, that's for sure.
I don't want to talk about
Oh,
No,
Good guy.
Well, what about so Mel, you sent a surfing video.
I think I just have the screenshot of it.
Oh, do you? Okay. The Canucks won, finally won a player. He signed the free agent, Andrei Kuzmenko. And after he signed the contract, he celebrated by doing this. It's like a video of him. And that, I thought, Baby Mama, is that like his screen name? But it's not. It's the name
Oh,
of
I think
it's the song. That was funny.
Yeah.
And at first I thought he was in Vancouver and it was like freezing cold that day. But anyway, he looks like a really happy guy and also built like a tank. So I think it'll be a good signing. I'm excited.
Oh, that's neat. I like it. I did watch the video and I actually looked up that surf like a pro hashtag thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they must just all surf everywhere. It's kind of a neat little thing.
Oh, is that like they do it? Yeah. Yeah. So it turned out he was in Russia, like not. Although it did look a bit like Vancouver. I never knew they looked alike.
It's probably still cold.
I think so. He looks like he's enjoying it. So that's how you celebrate your new contract.
Yeah, fun fact, Moscow's on the same like latitude as Calgary, so they have the same like climate.
Oh,
It's kind of weird.
oh wow.
Learn something new every day.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Well, it's the only other place that has Chinooks, which is kind of weird.
Really?
Yeah. I'll have to go.
Although they probably don't call them Chinooks.
No, probably has a Russian name. Some kind of Russian climate.
Yeah.
Danica.
Okay, I actually have this Twitter up.
Oh,
I didn't notice this until
This is hilarious.
I think Jennifer Lazarus like tweeted about it. And I was like, what? Like, let me, and then this popped up. This guy was just, I love Pat Maroon. I do. So like, I love this. I love when someone like called him fat on the ice and he just said chubby but effective. And I just like, am so endeared to him from that. Like, cause I'm like, that is the best thing you can say to someone. Like, so this guy in Tampa is just dressed up like Pat Maroon. Like,
Looks just like him.
I know, like he probably just, I don't know if it's a wig or if that's his real hair, but like it didn't seem that hard to do, but I just thought it was funny. Like,
Didn't they show Pat Maroon on the bench looking up at
They
the
did.
I don't know.
screen at this guy?
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious.
yeah, that sounds like him.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Hilarious.
just really funny. Like, I love like fun things when fans like do fun things like that. Like the traveling joggers are always like really fun.
Yeah.
I forget what team it was. I feel like we talked about it where the guy, they were playing in Minnesota and the kid was from Minnesota and like all of his high school friends like came and they were like wearing his like jerseys. I love stuff like that. Like it just makes it really fun.
No, I do.
Love it.
I love it.
Love it so
Yeah.
much. It's so funny.
I can just watch this clip forever. So my wildest thing is that all of Jerome's kids all look like him. I couldn't even tell which one it was. And again, my husband was like, that's his wife on the left. I was like, I was not talking about the one person that didn't look like him. I was talking about everybody else that looked like him.
They do. They do look like him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? And he
Yeah.
looks so young.
How tall is he?
I think he's 6'1".
6'1", eh?
Oh.
Yeah. Not
So
super
his
tall.
kids are tall.
Yeah.
Yeah, they must
Those
be.
boys are.
Well, that's Jade. Like she's on skates and she's almost as tall as him on the ice.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they won what hockey. So she plays in Kelowna, but this is Team Canada, obviously, and they won the World Championship. just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I just love this. Yeah. I love everything Jerome again. You guys know me. Calgary.
Yeah. That's a great
but
picture.
Yeah, it's a great picture. I wanted to, and then after I posted this in our little chat, I was like kind of scrolling, and I have, MSNBC or whatever that's on my computer, and it had like a headline that said that Ottawa suspended the Hockey Canada funding. So I kind of want to talk about this a little bit. I read the article. Did you guys read the article I sent about it?
Yeah.
I read the Rick West had one.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
I can't remember if I read yours or if I read a different one.
Well, I think we talked a little about this. I mean, I think there's a really bad culture in junior hockey. And until they address that, these incidents seem to happen. But I do think it was ridiculous that they basically just wanted to pay off the woman who raised the complaint and not ever investigate or have any consequences for any of the players involved. I mean, it's just like beyond comprehension how you could think that nobody should even be brought in. They didn't even talk to all the members of the team. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the weird thing for me, was like they gave them a choice, like whether they had to be interviewed or not. And so like, how can that, you have to talk to everybody. Like, I didn't get that.
Crazy.
So obviously the board's, super invested in it and seriously investigating it.
It's like they didn't want anybody to know about it, so they did as little as possible, yet they paid out a large amount of money to make it disappear, which is just the worst thing. And just to do these things, and nothing will ever change if there's not any consequences for things happening. But I do think it has to be systemic. I mean, it's not just getting mad at people after the fact, it's changing.
Right from the time these kids are young, changing that whole culture. Yeah.
Because if you're bullied and if you're, taught a sort of a version of masculinity where it's okay for multiple people to have sex with an unwilling woman, I mean, that's ridiculous. And I do think, like, obviously it was, I think, 8 players. Well, if I were some of the other players, I would actually want there to be an investigation because everyone will suspect you now anyway.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah.
I did read the Rick West head, but I also read the actual article when they pulled the funding, and they went past that one and they listed all of the other incidences of Hockey Canada's over the last, I stopped reading because I had gotten to like the 4th or 5th gang rape, and I was like, what, why is this still happening?
Yeah.
And it just kind of made me think of the whole Brock Turner. He was like one guy, and it happened once, and this is like that on like literal steroids. Do you know what I mean? Because it didn't happen, just in that incident. It happened years before that and years before that, and it really is a problem. And one of the big issues I brought up when I was talking to this with Sean was like, is Hockey Canada, did they pull all the funding? They pulled the women's hockey funding as well? And he's like, no. So that's something I didn't see that was clear in it. Because I would hate for the women's hockey to be punished, right? Like they get so little of it anyway.
Yeah.
But if you freeze their funding, I mean, I don't think you give Hockey Canada the funding. You don't say, here is, 1 million for women's hockey. And so I don't see how they could not freeze everyone's funding at the same time.
Yeah, I don't know.
There is somebody on social media who keeps track of all the sexual assaults that have happened.
Is there?
In hockey. Yeah.
Wow.
I can post up the link.
I read a lot of those when I was doing research, because I wrote a book about that kind of thing a few years back, and I read so many of the articles about how that stuff that goes on, and it has been going on for years, and it's so disheartening because I love that sport. Like you don't want to think that stuff like that goes on, and that some of these players are so entitled and toxic. Like it's yeah, disheartening.
Yeah. I've had a book in mind about junior hockey and assault, but like it just is. Was it hard for you to go through that and write the book when you're doing all the research?
Yeah, it was a little bit. Yeah, it's like it's depressing. I tried to make it informative. I mean, it's a romance, and it's supposed to be fun, and it's set in college. But I mean, the guy that's the hero of the book is a junior player in Canada and goes to a party, and a bunch of guys go upstairs with a girl, and she then accuses them of raping her. Well, he was one of them, but he left before anything happened. So he, of course, is like, I didn't do anything. He ends up going away to an American college to play hockey instead because they boot him out, which is probably a little bit unrealistic, but I kind of fudged that a bit. And ends up in a program that this college has about sexual assault. And he learns that he didn't do anything technically, but he didn't stop it. He didn't do anything to try to stop it either. And so then he learns from that, there's even more of a role to play as a bystander than just, being part of those things.
I don't think I've read that one. What's the title?
Shut Out.
Okay. That's the Bayard College ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, just two, right? I think
Yeah.
I read both.
Shut Out and Crosscheck. Yeah.
I'm going to read that. Add it to my summer list.
Yeah.
Me too. Now I'm in. Yeah, it's like we write because it's cathartic, and we write because we have something to say, and like to be able to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I'm into it. It's on my list. Shut Up by Kelly Jamieson's good. Do you guys want to talk about any more, or is it? Are we okay?
I think that's good. But
Relatively.
we could look at it again in September, see what happens.
Yeah.
A little bit more research. I like it. Okay. I don't mean to jump right into like glossing over it, and I hope that it doesn't seem like this, but our style report is next. A little bit
We all
lighter.
enjoy this.
Yeah.
I'm still laughing at this one.
Yeah. I guess I'll go first. Is Daryl Sutter. He's my hockey hero. He's been playing pro hockey since I was born, since 79, pro hockey since 79, 80. So I did just age myself, but he just won the Jack Adams this year. Well deserved. I do love him so much. He is, he's known for being very dry and kind of like funny in his in his press conferences, but he doesn't seem like a player's coach, but he is. Brett Warner used to be on a radio show in Calgary and that I used to listen to all the time, and they would do things like, I guess he really likes his whistle, and then one day they like sewed up his whistle in his pants so he couldn't get it. So stuff like that, and I love hearing stuff like that. I think that's great.
It's funny.
Great for humor.
I think like with the Chucks, that situation that was going on, I think they were asking him if like one of his brothers would have done that. And he said something about like, no, because once we're done, we have to go back to the farm and like shovel horse poop or whatever. Like he just has a very dry sense of humor, but he's really funny.
Yeah, I love it. I think he's great. So he's my best dressed this year, and I think I'm on a roll for all Flames this year.
Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I was all Jets. Which, since I'm talking, there's my Jet pick up on that top right corner. I think I've picked him before, but usually wearing a suit. But he's on vacation in Italy. So
sorry, who
that's
is it?
Nikolai Ehlers.
Oh, okay.
Showing off some abs.
Yeah,
Nice pool.
In a beautiful pool against the Mediterranean. Heavy sigh. I hope he's having a good time.
I love it. Who do we have in the upper right? or upper left. Am I right?
I was one of, I think, a dozen people watching the NHL awards, which nobody seemed to know was on. And so they did top defenseman. So it's like they're just sort of panning all the candidates, average guy, Euro model.
Yeah, right.
So I'm like, wait, stop, replay that. I'm going to take a shot of that with my phone. Use it because I can never find this bear. So I didn't. He's got the whole like the collar, the look, and but he didn't look too impressed that he didn't win. Apparently, Roman Yossi got more first place votes than anyone, but because of the way they weigh all the voting, Cale Makar won. So I think it was pretty close between Hedman, Makar, and Yossi. But anyway.
That's
They're all great defensemen, but only one is the best dressed.
Yeah. Beautiful.
So I don't think I featured Knack before. It's Nicholas Kubel. He used to play for the Flyers, and then they put him on waivers, and the Avalanche took him. So this I think was like from Friday. The Avalanche put it on their Instagram. So I'm like, let me see like if I can get a good one for one of the games. I don't know what any of the Flyers are doing on their vacation. So yeah, that's Knack. I mean, the Flyers called him Knack, so I assume they probably also called that in Colorado. Looks like he's got a little bit of mullet type thing going on right now. Which is
not bit, eh? Yeah.
Like,
a bit of curls at the back there.
Yeah, his hair was really not like that when he was a Philly. So I was like, wait, who is this?
He looks a bit like he just got his shirt out of the suitcase and his coat off the floor.
I almost picked Nathan McKinnon, even though he's not a Jet. I just think that beard that he has right now, he looks super good with that beard.
Mm.
Did you see Danica?
He's so scary. He's so intense. I'm always like, ooh.
He is intense.
But then you see him in those Tim Hortons commercials with Sidney Crosby, and he's cute and funny.
Yeah, I think they're both kind of those serious like athletes, but also like can be really funny too. Like,
yeah,
you know, they like train together and stuff. Like they're like really good friends. So I think they bounce off of each other really well.
Danica, I gotta say your screen looks just like my screen, like Scrivener and Bella.
Oh my god, I have like 3 different books open right now. I have a blog tour going, so I have to like write some stuff.
Love it. Danica, have you been voting on the NHL Instagram? They had the best beard, I think, yesterday.
Oh, I think I haven't been seeing those.
Oh no. Yeah, they can vote on best beard.
I didn't know that.
And I'm so annoyed because I think like Drew Doughty, and who's the guy on the what's it called? It's not Drew Doughty. On the Sharks. Oh, who am I thinking of?
Brent Burns.
Yeah. I was like, I think you have to, I don't know. I think overall appearance has to count toward the best beard. Because if you have a great beard, but everything else is not great, like what happens then?
True.
I don't know. Danica, you're the beard expert.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I guess it's like overall appearance, but.
Yeah, no, go check it out. I voted.
Yeah, I haven't been seeing that. I feel like I don't know. I feel like the Instagram algorithm just like doesn't show me half the stuff I want to see anymore.
True.
Yeah. No, I agree. There's all these people on my Instagram lately. I'm like, who are these people? Do I follow these people? I have no idea.
Yeah, I think they're trying to like compete with TikTok because like TikTok doesn't show me all the people I follow.
Yeah,
random
TikTok's
people. Like,
bizarre.
So they're trying. It's nice but weird, like at the same time, because you can discover like new things. But I'm also like, I just want to see the people I follow. Like,
I agree. Should we move on to reading year in review? Do you guys have any favorite books that you read this past season?
Hockey books, yes?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's go.
Who wants
Actually,
to go?
can I surprise you guys for a minute? So I
Yeah.
was looking up the best hockey books on Goodreads for this year. And I was just scrolling, and I was very surprised to find my own at 31. And I was like, oh, that's very interesting. Just 4 spots down from, or no, sorry, 8 spots down from Kelly's book there. Which one? The one that came out this year. Oh, The Ozone. So you were at 23, Danica at 44.
Oh, really?
And then 2 more Kelly releases at 51 and 52. So we're very well represented in the top 50. So like, how could I even go to any other hockey books after I was like, oh, all the the Chippy chicks are dominating the top 50 on Goodreads.
Yes.
Year. So that was my surprise for you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah. Kelly, do you want to go?
Sure. So I didn't read a lot of hockey romances this year, but I did read some. So I'm not going to pick the best one. I'll just kind of give them all a shout out. I'm just finishing now Kate Meter's latest, Jock Wanted. This is super cute because she's a puck bunny. Like, she's a totally upfront and honest about it, puck bunny. She wants to marry a hockey player. She has her reasons. Kate does a great job of making her really likable and relatable. So it's really good. I love all of Kate's books, but this one's really good.
I'm going to write all these down.
What's that?
I'm writing all these down.
Oh, yeah, write them down. And, I mean, we'll put them in the comments too for anybody listening, watching. We'll put them in the comments. I also read Shenanigans by Serena Bowen, who also is a great author, not just hockey author. I could have a couple little nitpicky hockey things about it, but I really like the story and I like the characters. The main female character is a hockey player also, so they have kind of that, the schedule conflicts and that kind of thing happening in the book, plus just her self-esteem issues that she grew up with. I read Danica's book, which was, where is it? Against the Boards? Is that yours? Yes. Yeah. So this was really good too. Another female hockey player. Yeah. And I like very strong character, and I really, really loved Benny.
People love him. Like, people loved Riley, and then they really, really loved Benny. And I was like, yeah, like, you read the other ones. Like, he's a nice guy.
Yeah. I read a new Catherine Fox. I've actually gotten to be friends with her over the last year, probably, in another group, a Facebook group that we belong to. And so I read one of her books just to check it out. She writes some hockey books. I read The Sweet Talker, and it was really, really cute. But not a lot of hockey in it because it's set at Christmas, so they're on a Christmas break. But again, really fun, nice guy, hockey player character, Brody. And it was a really cute story. And then the other one I read, I thought I only read 4, but I read 5. I guess I'm going to call this a hockey romance. The Summer Proposal by Vi Keeland. She's another favorite who I kind of auto buy everything she puts out. And the hero in this one happens to be a hockey player. She doesn't generally write hockey romance. And I loved the opening of the book. The meet cute is so fun. And the opening of the book is so fun. I didn't care for, the book was good. I enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. I didn't care for the fact that the heroine is, and I guess I'm not giving spoilers, this is probably all over the place. So she's in an open relationship with the guy that she was engaged to. And so that's fine. She's in an open relationship. It's not cheating, but everything about this guy, he's just like a jerk. He's totally wrong for her. And yet she keeps humming and hawing about whether she should go back to him or be with this new guy. And I'm like, are you kidding me? There's like this, your hockey dude here is perfect. Which of she realizes we know how the romance goes, but it kind of bugged me a bit about how it took her so long to get that. So that's my reads, hockey romance reads for this year.
Awesome. I'm always going in this order because that's the order you guys are on my screen. But I'm gonna do it this year.
So who is it? Is it me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've read about 10 hockey romances this year. I'm actually in a tiny book club of 2 people, just me and my friend Michelle, and we only read hockey romances. And but we are total hockey fanatics. So if the hockey is bad, we DNF them. So I asked her, and we have not finished 3 we started. And we just get upset and we're like, forget it, we're bailing. So usually like we don't make it past 3 chapters if it's really bad for some reason. But some books that I really enjoyed, I always enjoy Serena Bowen. So I thought I had read Shenanigans, but I haven't yet. It's on my Kindle. I did read Bombshells. I enjoyed that. I read, of course, I love Kelly's books. So I think the only one I've read so far was Hate Me Under the Mistletoe, but I also have 2 of Kelly's books on my Kindle too. So that's to look forward to. And then I'm in a Facebook group called The Sin Bin, and I asked for recommendations. So I read a few books on my holiday last week. And one that I enjoyed was called Puck Shy, and it's by Tegan Hunter. So thanks to Jen and Tracy for recommending that to me. It was cute. The hockey was good, and their flirtation, their flirtatious texting and messaging was really cute. Like I thought it could be maybe a bit stronger on the character part, but I enjoyed it.
Okay,
And
what was
then
the title?
Puck Shy.
Okay.
Yeah. One thing that I really, really enjoyed was being good at hockey. I got to beta read a book by one of my favorite authors, Jenny Holiday, who wrote a hockey romance. And she said, could you read it for the hockey? And I'm like, oh my God, of course I could, because I auto buy all your books anyway. So I read that. It was really good, but it's not out, I don't think, till 2023. So I will, when it comes out, I will link that up, but really, really enjoyed that too. So, and then I read it. I try and read a lot of hockey romances. I mean, it's a genre I love. So, but I realized I hadn't been reading new authors. So this summer, I'm going to try and read a lot of different authors, just reading the same ones all the time.
I will trust your recommendations.
Okay, good.
Oh yeah, I've got so many books to read now this summer. And I'm not on Danica yet. Danica.
Oh yeah, I haven't read a lot of hockey. Well, so I critique read with Kat Obi, who is another hockey romance author. So I've read a ton of hers. But she does have a new series that I did want to shout out because I think it's interesting and not many people are doing this. It's hockey romance, but they're also shifters. So the team is called the Wild, and it's like it's in Minnesota. I think it's in Minnesota. And like some of them are werewolves. One of them is a sea otter shifter, which I thought is really interesting. Like when she told us that, we were like, wait, explain everything. So it's really interesting. So I think it's called Loving the Wild is what the series is called. She has a bunch of series where she does like the full length series, and then she'll do like novellas for like the next gen. So she just started doing the next gen for this series. So like I've read the dad's book, and then I just beta read for her the daughter's book, and like so she does that. And it's interesting because she does the full length in third person, but then she'll do the novellas in first person. Like so it's really interesting. So I think she gives people who like have a preference, like something different. I just think it's a really unique idea. I can't think of anyone who's doing that. So like, I think there might be like one where they're wizards. I don't know. Like,
I did read an animal shifter hockey book, but it was a long time ago.
Yeah,
like
so
years
I
ago.
think it's really cool that she's doing it, and I really wanted to shout her out for that because it's just such a unique. I don't think I have the first one. The first one is called Taking a Chance. I just dropped a bunch of books. So yeah, this is her first one. She went through so many different like iterations of like what she wanted the series to be, but I feel like she got it where it needs to be, and it's like really cool. I don't know if you can tell, but there's like wolves in the background too, because this one's a werewolf, and then I think it looks really good and it's really cool. I also read Canuck by E. Cleveland, who's Eddie Cleveland. so that is a part of like his college hockey series. That one wasn't my favorite. Grizz is still my favorite, but I like to read when I know that they're male authors, because I know there's some authors that are not really male but write under a male name. But I'm pretty sure that he is. So it's just interesting to see the difference between how we write some things and how like a male author would write something. So that was interesting to me. So I do like that series. I think he's going to do another, there's going to be one more book. And I think it might be male, just based on what was in Canuck. Like I was seeing some seeds. So I'm really interested to see what that next book is, just based on some things I was reading there. But yeah, I definitely recommend that series as a whole.
I started reading Grizz because you were talking about it. But
yeah, I love that one.
the heroine was kind of bugging me, so I had to stop.
Okay. I love that one. So like, I'm sorry we don't like it. Yeah, the first one's called Player, but I think you could read them. You can totally read them as a standalone. I didn't for some reason. I usually read things out of order like a weirdo, but
I totally do that too. I read the trope I like. If I like the trope, I think, okay, I'm going to try that one and see if it goes well.
Well, when I first started reading Kelly's book, someone had recommended Game On, and I wasn't really reading hockey romance, like adult hockey romance at the time. And I'm like, okay, I'll try this. And I really liked it. And then I just like, I think like the next book, another book was on sale. So I'm like, all right, I'll buy this. And then I read that whole series out of order. Like I read the last one first. And then I think I read like book 4. And then I read back to 1, like read them in the right order. Like I read them so out of order. And my friends were like, what are you like? I don't understand. I was like, well, they're standalone. You're supposed to read them too. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So we read a lot of hockey books. That's good.
Yeah.
Mine are very hockey light. They're like, it's like post hockey. But for whatever reason, they're still like classified as hockey. Wasn't my choice. It's fine. I'm fine with it. If it bumps me up on the hockey charts, I'm happy. I'm a huge mood reader. So like I'll pick up whatever book. I feel like reading. Like right now, I think I'm reading. Did you guys read it's very not hockey, The Lady of Rookscrag Manor? It's a very like paranormal, very monster, very erotica. But her next book just came out a couple days ago called The Company of Fiends, and that's what I'm reading. So we'll see. What about summer plans? So Mel, you just came back from holidays. Are you going to have more holidays soon?
Yeah, I think, well, we got a lot of stuff going on here. But my summer reading plans are now I've got 3 of Kelly's books because I have to read Shut Out. I've got Serena Shenanigans, and she's got a new one in July. And then for the recommendations, I've heard a few times recommended the Rachel Reed. She writes MM. And so I think I'll read one of hers because I never have. And also on my Kindle, I have a couple of Jacqueline Snow books. And the other MM that was recommended to me was Brigham Bond. So I'll try that one too, because if a couple of people whose reading I generally like say it's good, I'll give it a try.
I don't have any of those. Danica, do you have other people's like recommendations that you always read?
No, like I think I've been like so bad with my reading lately, just between day job and I'm releasing 3 more books because I'm really smart this year. I don't know why I did this. So like I have a bunch of like random stuff that I'm looking that I've looked specifically for. I have a female book that I got from Kindle that I haven't started yet, but I want to, and it's tabletop gamers. Like she owns a tabletop store. So I'm like, that's interesting. And now that I'm on TikTok, I'm like, I think I want to write a gaming like series. I do have a gaming couple in my hockey series, but it's book 6 and it's nowhere near it. And I'm a gamer, so I'm like, I want to write something that's like not that. I don't know that many.
You could do that.
Like that, like
yeah.
So I've been seeking those out. So like I have a list of like things I want to read. And me and one of my critique partners were lamenting about how like where's all this this steamy female, we can't find it. Like, where is it? We want to read it. So she was like going in all of these groups and like asking people for it. And she read a lacrosse one that she told me was good. She was like, it's kind of like mid-steam. She's like, I would say it's kind of like your first book. And I was like, okay. And she's like, but I'd really recommend it. So that one I also want to read. I don't remember the title. Let me see. It's College Lacrosse, and it's female, and it is called, let's see. It is called Catch and Cradle by Katia Rose. So I'm gonna try that once I get this deadline done.
I know you've got so many books on the go.
I'm really stupid. I like when I sent that frantic email to my like developmental editor, I was like hoping she was gonna tell me to like calm down and to not do it. And she was like, no, it's fine. As long as you think you can do it, we'll do it. And I was like, okay. It's not the right thing to tell me, but okay.
It definitely cuts into the reading time. I don't have as much time to read as I used to.
I know.
Yeah.
Kelly, do you have anything that you're excited to read about this summer?
I do not have like a list. I bought a couple of things in the last few days and loaded onto my Kobo reader that are not they're not even romance. There's a book called Turnout, which is apparently about two sisters who own a ballet school in New York, and I think there's a little bit of mystery or suspense involved. I don't know. I thought, oh, what the heck, I'll try it. It's like totally different for me. And hopefully some of my favorite authors will have books out over the summer. I'm going on a road trip in August, I think. My sister and I are going. We're coming out to your area, Mel.
Really?
My uncle lives in Victoria.
Oh, awesome.
And we have some things that we need to bring to him from my two aunties who passed away last year, his sisters. And we want to make sure he's doing okay. So we're going to visit with him for a couple of days and then maybe go up to, I just keep blanking out on names lately. What's just up on the west coast of the island there, that beachy place?
Oh, no, I'm blanking out.
I know. A minute, I'll get my Google Maps out.
Yeah, I know where you mean.
Yeah. I've never been there. I've never been to Vancouver Island.
Oh, really? It's
I've been to
beautiful.
Vancouver a couple of times, but I've never been to the island. So I'm looking forward to that.
So you're driving out from Winnipeg?
Yes, we're going to drive.
Ooh,
We may not be speaking to each other by the time we get back, but
well, if you're in Vancouver, it would be great to see you, but I don't know.
Okay. I'll
trying-
let you know more details once we have firmed up dates and everything, and maybe we can see if that will work out.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yay. I will read what I read. The only thing I'm looking forward to this summer is the last 2 episodes of Stranger Things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was so mean. Like I was ready to cancel Netflix. And then I was like, well, I guess I
I
can.
think they did it intentionally because a lot of people are leaving, and I think people were like, I'll wait until Stranger Things and then I'll cancel. So I definitely think it was an intentional thing.
Yeah.
I'm not a Stranger Things watcher, but I heard that. Yeah.
I love it. Like my husband, he stopped watching after 1 season, but it's like my thing.
She like had my dad watch it, and he's not watched a single thing, and he started watching this season and he doesn't know what is going on. I'm like, why did you do that to him?
Oh, I love it. What else we have? Summer releases. Danica, you've got it's not a hockey book, but you've got a summer release, July release.
Yes, on the 19th. I think Kelly and I both have a release on the 19th.
Yes, I do too. Yeah. Have you got a book or cover to share?
So
Oh, there you go. You've actually got a book.
it's my second book in my brewery series. I sent the arcs out on Saturday, and one of my readers like commented in my Facebook group and said she's already 45% done, and it's really good. So I'm like, okay. So we'll see how people like it. Well, I'm really nervous.
I like it. I love all the stuff that you put on it. Like I'm very intrigued. How about you, Kelly?
So, I have something, this is super exciting for me. I'm not sure how readers are excited, but I have a new Menage romance coming out July 19th. And I have not written one of these in years. I used to write a lot of them and they were pretty popular back in the day. If you like, it's MMF Menage and it ends up in a happy ending for all three. This is the cover. If I can share my screen, hang on. Because I don't actually have the paperbacks yet. There it is. So
Ooh.
a prince of a fictional country. And the man he meets in Afghanistan when they're both fighting over there. And then 10 years later, they meet up again when they have both fallen in love with the same woman.
Love
But next,
Cool.
lots of sizzle.
I
There-
love it.
It's crossing.
Mel, anything on the horizon?
I don't have anything. I promise I will have a link to share when we are back in September because it's
Okay.
and it's taken so long. Kelly talked about this, the book that takes you so long to write.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh God.
Yeah, for me, that's this one. This one, One Night with You, it comes out on July 26th. It did take me a long time to write. I ended up writing it. I think I rewrote this book like 3 times and I was like sick. I lost a cat, I lost a dog. Writing this book. And so yeah, it's like dedicated to them. But this one finally comes out. And I'm really happy because this is my second book ever. And you know that sophomore book's always like the one that gets you. But I also got a really nice publisher's weekly review for this one. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with that one.
Is that the one, the brother and the mayor? Is that the one?
Yeah,
Their
that's one.
community one? Yeah.
Yeah. So this one's really, I really like this one. So my husband only reads my books after they're in print, and he started reading this one. And it's not like super spicy, but it's a lot spicier than the first one. And he's been sending me like emojis that are making me uncomfortable. And I'm like, can you just like, yeah, you know what it is, Danica. I saw you.
Literally, today I put my headphones on so he couldn't hear the words that were coming out because he just sits there and laughs. And I'm like, you know what I write.
Oh, that's
You know,
hilarious.
like I appreciate it. I love that he reads my books and like finds it funny, but he's like, I like the funny parts because I know it's you, but then also like there's like the sexy bits and I still hear you.
Yeah.
That's good.
I wondered what emojis they were.
No, they're just like, sorry, when my husband sends me heart emoji, he'll be like, you're so cute, and send me heart eye emojis. Those make me uncomfortable. But for these ones, he was like, oh, that was really like, it was hot stuff. And he sends me the sweaty emoji. Oh, but yeah. But it makes me uncomfortable.
Give him Kelly's
nothing
Menage book
like
now.
gross. Yeah. But like also is like his mom's read it and his aunt's read it, so there's nothing like, that's it, like I'm over it. All right, so 3 minutes and then we can watch our game. Let's do it. So our next Chippy Chicks will be September 18th. We're taking the summer off, and so subscribe, share us with your friends, and we'll see you back on the 18th. But we have a game that's 1 period in. Avalanche are up 3-2 on the series. No, on the series. Sorry. Not on the, I don't have no idea. On the series.
On the series.
Okay.
So tell me, what's your prediction for tonight? Danica, who do you think's gonna win? What do you think the score is gonna be?
Well, I just looked at the score. So,
Oh.
Oh my God. You guys are the worst.
I don't know. Because they're in Tampa tonight, right? I want the Avalanche to win, but I don't know. I don't even want to say.
No, don't say. You're absolved. Mel, what do you think?
Vicious.
5-3 Avalanche.
5-3 Avalanche tonight. What about you, Kelly?
3-2 to Avalanche. Probably that's the score is probably more than that already.
It's not really a bad score yet.
I'm going for a big game. I don't know, 6-5 Avalanche overtime.
Ooh.
Ooh, no Tampa. Whoa.
Tampa. All right, let's do it. 1 minute left. I'm gonna miss you guys this summer. Hopefully we'll catch up on Twitter.
Oh, and we'll
And-
chat. Yeah.
Yeah, we will.
So thanks everyone for joining us this whole season, and we can't wait to see you guys next year.
Yeah.
Bye.
For sure. Thanks, everybody.
Guys.
Okay, I'm just gonna play us out. Hopefully. Where's my where okay, maybe I'm not. What I thought.
Perfect. That's the way we end. We
Yeah,
end the way we
that's
start.
this is perfect, right?
Yeah.
Love it.
Okay, I'm not gonna play us out because my PowerPoint is, oh, I've got too many windows open. That's what the problem is. Oh my
We
lord.
all have that problem.
Yeah, all the time, right? It's not happening. I don't know what's going on with my PowerPoint. Okay, anyway, let's all go watch hockey.
Okay.
Yes.
Bye.
Go out.